Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Yamato. And because I decided to play one game at Legendary Tier, of course it's going to be a 5v5 match. And you guys know what that means. It's time to play that game of who has crossplay turned off. Place your bets, folks. It's anybody's guess. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've had a fantastic night of ships. And by fantastic night of ships, I mean me personally. I have had a great night of ships. I have not had the best teams in the world. And this one is going to be another perfect example of me just doing everything I can to carry a team to victory. I will give a shout out to one player on this team, which is the Destroyer, but not always for the reasons that you might think. So prepare, because we're going to be talking about some of this stuff. Now, right off the bat, we're on Land of Fire. It's a 5v5. We've got one spawning on each flank. We got 3 in the middle, right? Pretty straightforward. Except it's not, because the enemy team has a different spawn scheme. It's not 3 in the middle and 1 on each flank. It's actually 2 on my flank, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the left, right? So, they have a much more evenly distributed team right out the gate. That could go really well for them, but it also, depending on how they decide to utilize that advantage, could turn out poorly. Now me, knowing that it's a 5v5, knowing that I'm in a ridiculous ship like Yamato, I'm gonna push my side. Because the odds that I end up against the Destroyer right off the bat, pretty slim, right? Most likely gonna spawn mid. And it does spawn mid. So does ours. So I'm going to push my flanks so that I can put myself in a crossfire position. How many times do we talk about this? Nobody does this in this game. Nobody. I don't understand why in World of Warships Legends people just do not create crossfires. It's not in their DNA. They just have not figured it out. It doesn't matter what tier you're at, people just simply don't do it. Now here, we got a beautiful look. Schroeder was spotted momentarily. We're going to go ahead and hit the Arthas button for an extra 20% damage. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hoping for a dev strike there. But unfortunately, he either turned in or something. We only hit him with a couple of shells. And still got a good result out of it, 15,000 damage. But you can see with the Ohio kind of parking in my broadside, this is where that... Oh, you've got to be joking. Alright. There is potential number 1 for who has crossplay turned off. The Tulsa that spawned mid, that went straight into the middle of the map, beached himself broadside to an Ohio, and is now dead. Could be anybody though, guys. Not out here to name and shame. We're just having a little bit of fun at the expense of, you know, my sanity. But we know that the Schroeder's here, we know that the Yama's here, we know that the Ohio's in the middle. That means the Schlieffen is on the outside, on the left, over there. Now, Schroeder takes a shot at us. We're going to go ahead and aim a little high, try to get as many shells as possible. Watch this shot here. Watch it as it crashes. Look how tight that is. What the f... That is Yama going, I'm going to mess you up, sunshine. And it absolutely did. We're up to 38,000 damage. And this is the Yama of dreams. If I had any people to actually shoot at in this lobby, other than just 5 people, this would be record-breaking territory. That's how accurate my Yama was in this. Because this Yama was on another level in this match. And it leads to some frustration later on. Because I'm doing everything I can to give our team the advantage in this by creating the crossfires. And everybody else is doing everything they can to take away that crossfire. Trust me, it's infuriating. We got a Yama all the way in the back row. God knows what he's doing. He's running for the back corner, probably heading to estuary. We got the Destroyer, fortunately, going into the cap. I'll give him credit where credit is due. He goes into the cap here. But what happens afterwards is a whole other story. But he is spotting the Yama right now, so we're going to take advantage of this, right? We're going to wait till the Yama gets in position to be in a good spot. Now, the Yama's making a huge misplay here. Yama turns in front of these islands instead of going around the islands. Because of that, he has nowhere to go. He either turns and bow tanks me, but he can't see me. Why? Because I have island cover between me and him. His cruiser has ran off to God knows where because I slapped the shit out of him. And now the Destroyer is in the perfect position to counter the Yama, and so am I. Right? Now, our other Yama decides that he wants to go bow into the island over here. So, again, not looking forward to a whole lot, but this Yamato just got slapped from me. He knows I'm here. But now he's more concerned with potentially getting torpedoed because he's driving towards a cap that just got captured and he couldn't spot him. But another Arthas button, and we double Citadel the Yama, leaving him with just enough for our friendly destroyer to finish off with torpedoes. Again, he has nowhere to go. It's like the easiest torp strike you've ever had in your life, right? Easiest torp strike ever. Guy had nowhere he could go. So, easy kill, right? First win for our team. Schroeder out here begging for it. I didn't quite lead him enough on this one, I don't think. We still get a decent hit on him, but not as good as we should have gotten. Again, if we lead him just a little bit more, I think we end up sending him to the Shadow Realm right then and there. But we're still hitting him hard enough that he's not going to want to push that advantage, right? Like, he knows that he's in trouble. He can't go toe-to-toe with Yamato. There is no chance in hell that a Schroeder goes toe-to-toe with Yamato and survives. It just doesn't happen. He doesn't have the armor for it. Yes, he has some side armor, but the Yamato just shreds it, right? He doesn't have torpedoes. He's going to hope to God that secondaries save him, right? And he's going to fire HE out of his guns because God knows the AP out of that thing is sus at best against anything with armor. But now, our Yama, being bow into the island, is now bow into the other battleships, which is the Schlieffen and the Ohio. But guess what? Because I've continued to push the flank, I'm still in a crossfire. The enemy has just keep sailing straight into a crossfire. They don't think ahead. None of them do. They see bad guy, they go to bad guy. They don't care about who has the broadside, who has a crossfire, because they don't do it themselves. And this is why I stress this all the time, guys. I'm not out here trying to be an elite douchebag, all right? That's not what this is about. This is about teaching, right? We're trying to show people that if you play like this more often, you're more aware of who has your crossfires in these situations. I've been spotted multiple times. Now he's going to reverse. What is he going to do? He's backing right up, putting himself back into the crossfire for the Yama's accuracy to do what it does best, which is send him to the Shadow Realm. And just like that, we're up to 165,000 damage. But anything that he can do, the Schlieffen can apparently do better. He just watched his buddy go down right in front of him. So what is he going to do? Naturally, he's going to do the exact same thing that he just did. He's going to sail right into the same crossfire that the last guy did. Why? God knows. Is it going to work for him? Wait. Well, I mean, he's fine. He's alive, right? He's alive. We've got 170,000 damage, but he's alive. Now, I know what our destroyer's doing here. Our destroyer is trying to torpedo the Schlieffen as it comes around the island. This is not where your destroyer should be. And this is where I started to get a little bit frustrated with this destroyer. Despite him doing the right things early, when it came to bailing out of the center, when he knew he was overmatched, and coming over and trying to grab the cap, now we find ourselves in a situation where I have taken out the battleships, right? Because battleships are easy to spot. Destroyers are not. Alright, so at this point, watch what happens. I'm spotted. I know I'm spotted by the destroyer that's right off my bow. We saw him momentarily as he crossed in front of the Schultz. And again, perfect opportunity for that Schultz to jump on that destroyer. There was nobody to help the guy. It would have just been one-on-one. Worst case scenario, the enemy Schroeder ends up trying to help the Hayate go after the Schultz. But I'm right here to help with the enemy Schroeder. So again, like I'm in my mind trying to figure out what I should be doing right now. And one, I was going to go for the cap, but now I'm thinking as the destroyer, if I'm going towards the cap, that destroyer is 100% going to cross toward me, right? We know where he's at. He's on our right. It's obvious to everybody, right? Anybody who has any idea what the f is going on in this match knows that that destroyer is on my right, right? So this is where I start really getting frustrated. And I'm like, dude, I need intelligence. I don't need you to ping the map, okay? I need you to move your ship and go actually be useful. And I actually get into chat here in a moment as I take this torpedo. Unfortunately, we didn't get flooded, which was shocking considering it was a Japanese torpedo. But it's one of those situations where, like, I get frustrated because I know what we need to do to win. And there are two ways we win this match, right? Two. And I don't care which one you choose to do, but choose one of them. Don't just sit back and do nothing, because that drives me crazy. Get into the cap and capture that base so that we have the points lead and we win that way. Or go spot the destroyer for me and we remove the little turd waffle and we win that way. I don't care which way it is. We're at over 200,000 damage in this 5 versus 5 with only 3 battleships in it. right? I've done my part. I'm doing everything that I can to try to carry us to a victory here. But I can't shoot what I can't see, and right now I'm being burnt down by a Schroeder that should be spotted, but I don't have any spotting. And I'm being hunted by a destroyer. Fortunately, the destroyer makes the decision he wants to come out after the enemy destroyer, which is fine. Whatever. Now he's heading in the right direction. Now, at this point, you can see I'm in the chat, and I'm like, dude, I know where he's at. I got that. I need you to spot him. Right? Like, and here's the torpedoes coming in again, which we knew were coming. So we're going to start turning out. We've got the enemy Schroeder making huge misplays here. Like, you've got the points lead. There is absolutely no reason you fire your guns here. You're just being stingy, you're being greedy, and you're going to cost your team the victory. Because all he had to do was sail away, capture that, or just run off to the sunset. He has 2 caps. Worst case scenario, we kill his destroyer. But nobody's capable of grabbing the cap in time. But because he fires his guns, it gives my god tier Yamato the chance to slap the shit out of him, and we do just that. And now that he's gone, all we have to do is focus down the Hayate. We get turned in. We're going to take this torp right on the belt again, and that is the second Hayate torpedo we have taken on the belt and not caused a single flood, which is hilarious. But yeah, now we've got the Schultz and the Hayate going toe-to-toe. We're going to go ahead and get the guns on target to help him out. And now, suddenly, this game is pretty much a wrap, right? Like, at this point, Hayate has no choice. He's been hit by the Schultz. He's been hit by me. I go ahead and take a blind shot because you miss all the shots you don't take. I was hoping to catch him as he gets out of the smoke over there. But the Schultz is very slow, apparently. It's a big gunboat destroyer, right? So that was one of the things that he was telling me in chat. He's like, dude, it's very slow. I'm trying. I'm like, I understand. We're fine. We've done everything we got to do. We just simply got to go straight at that destroyer, get him detected. We'll get him out of here. Even if he doesn't manage to kill him, I will, right? Just got to get him spotted. That's all we got to do. So, again, I give this guy all the credit in the world for all the things that he does right. It's just one of those things where it's like you're sitting still for far too long in a situation where trying to torpedo a battleship is not how you win this match, right? And so, again, these are the moments you got to recognize all these things. And you guys hear me call out, play the crossfires, create those crossfires. But you also, when you're creating those crossfires, you also start to learn to pay attention to who might have your crossfire, right? If you're paying attention to the minimap, while you're creating a crossfire, you're usually in somebody else's crossfire. So you have to pay attention. And that's what the enemy did not do in this match at all, as the Schultz manages to take down the Hayate for the W, getting his second kill. Between the two of us, we killed the entire lobby. 229,000 damage in a 5v5 with 3,000 base XP, and I didn't even capture a base. Not too shabby. And again, GG's to the Schultz. Yama hanging tough back there about tanking that island. I know he sent me a message after the game too, so I had to give him a little tongue-in-cheek fun. But 3 kills. I mean, we do what we got to do, right? So, again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.